You're listening to Captain John Doe, real aviation stories told anonymously. Let's get into it. What is up, dough heads?
Dough heads in the building, please stand up.
Dude, I still love dough heads, and now on my YouTube channel, I get a lot of comments of dough heads.
Dough heads. I've been seeing them on comments too, on Instagram, everything. Let's go.
Yeah, it's like our own little, I don't know, not secret thing, I guess, because it's not that secret. But I love when someone comments something about a dough head, because I'm like, oh, you know, and you know a lot more than everybody else on this Instagram page or this YouTube page or whatever. If you listen to our podcast, you know more about us than our parents do.
That's what they think.
Period.
Period.
We barely told our parents our biggest life updates lately.
Oh, we have life updates?
Yeah, I just don't, I don't know when you want to tell them.
Nah.
Okay.
You know, it's funny. One of the Doughhead listeners actually reached out to me. I'll say this, okay? Well, Easter egg. They reached out to me, and as you guys all know, we've been pumping come out and do discovery flights at All in Aviation in Vegas to do the Grand Canyon and everything. Keep doing that. But you won't be doing it with me because I am not there anymore.
Quitter. You're a quitter. You know that?
That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that.
A quitter.
All I'm saying is if you reach out to me for Discovery Flight, because I've had it happen now at least 4 times since from you doughheads.
We're not promoting that anymore.
And I have told these people what's going on. I'm not saying to reach out to me and DM me, but I am not Schmindy.
Okay, well, you guys can infer. Are you not even going to tell them, even now that you just told them?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Well, anywho, we were flying recently.
Oh, story time.
We have our own story this week. Actually, from my last couple of weeks, I have a story we're going to share today that is about us, and it's not anonymous. But then I have another freaking fantastic story that I need to submit anonymously. Do you know what I'm talking about?
A lot has happened, babe. Give me a little bit of color on this.
A starfish code brown and a
Okay.
and a
Enough.
Stormy day.
Stop. Because it's got to be anonymous.
I know, but it's gonna be in several months. No one will remember by the
You guys don't remember it. They're gonna be like episode 48 of the Doughhead podcast.
She
Mindy
referenced.
said poop.
I know that everyone submits number 2 stories, and it's not anonymous because it's about me. I'm just gonna say that
It's not.
it's about someone else, and it needs to be anonymous because the people in it I care about dearly, and they're so sweet and kind, and I would never out them like this, but I must get this story off my chest eventually.
I'm just gonna blame somebody I know. That's who it was. All right.
So this story time today, though, is about us, and I think it's hilarious. I've told this story to our friends in person. It's kind of like my new bar story, I could say, just like story time, hanging with friends, and that's what this podcast is for, right?
Right.
Is story time with friends. And the funniest part is every time I tell this story, I just love your interaction in it, Kevin, because you.
Lack of interaction, you mean?
Yeah, which is very on point for the story, because in the story you have a lot of lack of interaction.
Let me just set the scene about what she means by my lack of interaction. I wander around random places with this tall, beautiful blonde girl. Now, ask yourself this. If this bear-looking creature came up and asked for help, or this beautiful blonde came up and asked for help, who do you think would have a better chance of a positive outcome?
I guess you just hang in the shadows.
And it's as simple as that. Go ahead.
Okay, so we flew our plane to Albuquerque, or what we thought was Albuquerque.
That's a good point, because Kevin was doing the flight planning, and I was trying to see where we could stretch the
What
legs.
was the airport called? Do you remember? I remember I said it wrong, whatever the airport name, city name was.
It started with the E, but anyways, I'll
It's
look that up in a
just south
second.
of the actual town of Albuquerque. Like driving wise, maybe 25 minutes south of Albuquerque. Now, Kevin and I have never been to Albuquerque, but I've heard of Albuquerque, obviously, all through my life. So we're flying to this area thinking it's a big city. For example, if you fly to New York and you don't fly to the main commercial airport, you're flying in a small airplane, and you fly and you land within 20 minutes of New York, you're still in a populated area. Well, that rule doesn't apply here to Albuquerque. Apparently, Albuquerque is only a town in the specific lat long of Albuquerque. And if you stray 20 minutes, you are in no man land desert.
Right. So I just looked it up. It's called Belen, New Mexico.
Belen.
And as we found out, Belen exists for one reason only, and it's because it's right next to the railroad tracks. And I guess maybe even to this day, the people who are...
Well, tell them about your flight planning to hear, like, because we were spending the night there.
Yeah.
So tell them, like, how you chose it and what you did.
So the first thing is, I always look to see what the furthest point we can go in Mojo. And we have a 55-gallon tank, so that pretty much limits us to about 3 hours. So I always try to look for an airport around 3-ish hours, and then I'll look for one a little bit farther.
Okay, not about the endurance, Kev. We've been over that. I'm talking about you looked at hotels and all that. We got to get into the story here.
Well, anyways, I came up...
Wait, what's the... Someone said I need to, like, reel you in.
Anyways, I figured out we could make it to Belen, New Mexico, and I came up with that because it was right outside of Albuquerque. If you look on Garmin Pilot, it's right next to it. So I was like, sweet, this is great, great little airport to stop. The gas was fairly cheap, and I looked, and it said there was a Hilton a mile from the airport.
A Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn, whatever. I can't ask for anything better.
It's relevant. Don't whatever me.
Holiday Inn. So airport next to a major city. So we thought with a Holiday Inn a mile from the airport.
Okay, I'm going to take over the story. That way you don't bore these people because this is freaking hilarious.
Gosh, go.
So we're landing in the evening. It's right at dusk as we're landing. It's my leg. I'm flying in. I'm on the radios. Come in, land. And there is nothing at this airport. And it is becoming nightfall quickly. Like the blanketed sky it's turning into a comforter.
The tumbleweeds are going to sleep. It's so dark.
And we're taxiing in. I think there was one plane tied down on this massive ramp.
It was really an enormous airport.
Big, lots of tie down spaces, no planes. I'm like, oh God. And then I see this little shack that is the FBO and the lights are all off inside. There's just a little porch light on. I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. There's going to be nothing here. And we are out of fuel, so we have to stop and get fuel. Now it's nighttime. It's been a long day for us. We're tired. We're not moving on. So anyways, we get out of the plane, but as we're taxiing in, there's these 3 guys standing on the ramp.
Yeah, don't forget that part.
No, I'm not.
We're taxiing in, and there's 3 guys in this
3 guys walking out on the ramp.
godforsaken place.
So my brain goes, oh, these are like local pilots. They hear a plane coming in, which is obviously abnormal for this airport. And they're coming to check out who's flying in, which happened to be true, but they were not pilots. So we shut down. We get out. We're at the gas pump. We want to fill up in the evening before we figure out our way to the hotel. And these guys walk over and, well, actually we invited them over because they were kind of staying afar. They were acting a little weird.
Yes, they
were acting strange.
Like we were being more like, hey, how you guys doing?
Yeah, because normally at airports, when you see a plane you want to see, you just walk right up to it. And these people were like keeping a distance, like they weren't sure if they were allowed to come over.
Right.
So we invite them over like, hey guys, what's going on? Now it's pitch black and it's nighttime. And so then they walk over and they're like, oh, Yeah, well, we're just the local firefighters. The fire station is here at the airport, and we monitor the radio. And we heard her flying in.
They heard her flying in. And they were like, what is that?
Yeah, they've never heard of
They heard her flying in.
There's a female flying
They
in.
walked out of their fire hut because they heard a girl on the radio. And by the way, we found out where their fire hut was. And we'll get there in the story.
like,
but it's not like next to the
Get
runway.
together your kits, boys. There's going to be a crash.
I don't know if that was their reasoning or
I'm allowed to make the joke because I'm a girl.
Okay.
Anyway, so they're like, we're the local firefighters. We heard her on the radio coming in. We just like want to see what's up.
We
like,
never see anybody coming here. They said that.
They said this airport's always
They work
quiet.
there. Their office, their hut is there.
Okay, we get it. So then my sweet dear husband is so oblivious. And also, Kevin, I think that you're used to airport environments where people kind of know us. And even if they don't know us, like everyone knows everyone in aviation. And you're so used to the pilot culture that you brushed off a lot of social cues here. You messed up. I'm going to say it.
Messed up is a strong word.
People are going to die when they hear the end of this story.
Just say it.
So these guys are like beating around the bush. Like Kevin's fueling the plane. They're all chatting me up. And these guys are beating around the bush trying to ask if me and Kevin are an item, that we're a couple. And to the point where then Kevin comes around and they're like, so, you guys work together or, and then Kevin goes, yeah, she's my flight instructor.
It's a great answer.
Yeah. And that's usually a cheeky, funny joke when people know that we're married.
Because she is my flight instructor.
Right. And that's funny when people know we're married, but they did not. So when Kevin said that, their eyes all light up like, oh, hell yeah, this is on. Like, we could talk to this girl. And I see the floodgates opening and I'm like, shit, Kevin. And by that point, it's like too awkward for me to say, like, he's my husband. Don't talk to me.
I'm married.
It's my boyfriend.
Oh, I'm your boyfriend now.
So it's awkward. And I can tell that Kevin just gave this joke of an answer and they didn't have all the information they needed. So anyways, then we start asking them about how to get to the hotel. And they're like, what hotel are you going to? And we're like, we're going to the Holiday Inn. They're like, there's no Holiday Inn in this town.
They said it just like that too.
And Kevin goes, like I looked on Apple Maps and it's right here. It's 2 miles down the road. They're like, no, was it Baymont?
Yeah.
Bayfront?
Yeah.
Baymont?
With the B.
They're like, no, maybe it used to be, but there is a hotel there. Like, okay, that's fine. Like, we'll take whatever we can get. And we're like, is there Uber around? And they looked at us and said, well, we've heard of that before, but that's never been here.
It's just here. They said, we've heard of that before.
They said, we've heard of that. They've never left this town also.
They said they've heard of that. And then Mindy and I knew.
Ruh-roh. So then we go on our apps, no Ubers, no Lyfts. I Google for taxis. There's no taxis in town. I make my way into the FBO shack and I look on the bulletin board looking for any taxi service, transportation service, phone number.
Courtesy car key.
Nothing. I couldn't find a courtesy car key. I call the airport FBO phone.
Did they ever call you back, by the way?
No, I called the phone hoping it would get forwarded to the airport manager in the evening, which it did not. It rang three feet besides me as I'm standing in there. It's just ringing right next to me awkwardly. And I'm like, oh no. So the firefighters, they're like, hey, we're headed back to the fire shack. But if you end up needing a ride, if you guys can't figure out a ride, walk on over. One of the guys, I forget his name. I can look it up. One of the guys is getting off shift here in a few minutes and he can drive you to the hotel and at least drop you off. I'm like, cool. I'm sure we won't need that, but thanks. Because at this point, I'm like, knowing that the relationship with these boys have already gotten awkward with me. So anyway.
I wasn't there yet. I was not in tuned.
You were never in tune, Kevin. Wait until I really put you on blast here in front of everyone. This is hilarious. So then I call the hotel and I say, hey, can you come pick us up? Do you have a shuttle? They're like, nope, no shuttle. I said,
forgot you called them.
yeah, I said, do you have any extra person there that I could pay to come pick us up? They said, no, we have one person on staff right now. Okay. And I was like, well, we're going to make, and I even disclosed, this is important, foreshadowing. I even disclosed to the lady on the phone that we just flew into the small airport 2 miles down the road. She's like, yeah, I know where that is. And I was like, and we're headed to your hotel after we find a ride. She's like, all right, see you soon. Important note here that we never make hotel reservations when we're traveling because you never know if you're actually going to make it where you're going. There's so many times that we've diverted for weather or,
winds.
We should go see a friend here instead, or the winds are too much. We're not going to make it to that stop. So we never book hotels until we're actually in that city. And I've never had an issue with that. That's how I did my entire Textron career too. Because like, plans in general aviation change so much and you can't get your money back.
I think we've had this conversation on the podcast like before, talking about, booking things in GA.
Yeah.
Just creates that get there-itis.
So I don't really love asking for help, especially from these boys. And I was like, should we walk? And then we're like looking out at the street. There's no street lights. It's a highway, 2-lane highway where cars are going 100 miles an hour and no street lights, no sidewalk. I'm like, we've got to go ask for a ride. And Kevin's like, you're asking for a ride. I'm like, I freaking know. So we get our little suitcase, backpack, everything, our little go packs, and we wheel it over to the fire shack.
They were already ready. He
was getting ready.
He was ready.
He was clearing. We didn't even confirm a ride with them when they left. They're like, oh yeah, just come over if you need one. As we're walking up, he's almost done clearing out the backseat of his truck already.
He was ready.
I mean, he must have known there's no way we were finding a ride.
There was no way.
So anyway, is super nice guy, particularly nice to me. And we hop in the truck and he's driving us. And Kevin is decompressing from the day in the flight, and he's heads down in his phone, not listening to a damn thing. Not a freaking thing. This guy driving us, this sweet fireman, is chatting me up because Kevin disclosed that I'm just his flight instructor. No relation to this lady who's teaching me how to fly. Cool beans. So he's like, oh, so what do you do? I'm like, I sell airplanes. He's like, oh, no way. I've always wanted to buy a plane. I'm like, yeah, it's everyone's dream. Are you a pilot? No, not a pilot. And like, he's like, yeah, that would just be so cool to own a plane one day. How about I get your phone number just in case?
How bad I get it.
And I was like, damn, I haven't been hit on that straight up, especially in front of my husband in a long time.
Especially in front of my husband.
And I was like, ha, funny, and just kind of laughed it off. He's like, no, really, can I get your number? Like, you never know. And I was like, and then I was so nice, but also kind of bitchy because I know how this comes off. I said, well, what kind of plane would you ever buy? I don't know, just maybe some like old 2-seater, something I can just bum around. And I said, well, I don't sell those types of planes. I was like, even the plane that we flew in on, like, I don't sell those. Like, I sell high-end, high-performance aircraft that even I can't afford. And I just, like, try to brush it off that way. Like, not trying to be mean, but, like, I don't sell what you're looking for. And he persisted. So I was like, oh, this is so awkward. And he's persisting as we're driving into the hotel parking lot. So we're getting out, and I sat right behind him. So me and him get out on the same side of the truck. Kevin gets out on the other side of the truck, all hunky-dory, still heads down on his phone. And this guy asked me again for my number. He's like, well, just in case I ever want to buy a plane or, if you've got, you have any issues in town. And I didn't know what to do, but to give him my phone number.
I can't believe you gave the freaking firefighter your phone number.
I didn't know what to do. It was so awkward, and we were way too far down the line without you claiming.
The funny thing is like I didn't even know this interaction was happening.
You didn't claim me once.
Once. I didn't know it was even happening.
Not once did you claim me. So I was just like, and
I finally walked around the other side. I was like, come on. And then you came.
Thankfully I tried to make it less like personal, and I was like, man, how do I not have a business card on me? Like, I'm an idiot. Like, I should always have business cards when I'm flying, especially. And I told him, like, I can't find a business card. He's like, oh, just, take your phone number. I was like, no, let me try to find one. So I'm in the back seat for like 10 minutes trying to find a freaking business card. I found one. I had one singular business card. I was like, here you go. That way it felt like more of a professional relationship, like try to brush it off. To that, he looks at me dead in the eyes and goes, well, don't you want to take my phone number in case you need anything while you're here? I'm like, well, I mean, what if I do need something while I'm here? So I took his phone.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. You got the fire. What'd you save his name as?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Mindy.
No, you cannot come at me right now. You didn't claim me once. What was this town called? Belen?
Belen.
How do you spell that?
Belen.
Bele. Dalton Belen Airport. I saved it. Oh, wait, I should have said his name. Too late.
Too late. Don't matter. Good for him. He shot his shot. I think I said that.
Do you guys want his phone number too?
I think.
Just kidding.
I think I said shoot or shoot.
Okay. No. Okay. Hold on. We're not there yet. So after this freaking awkward encounter, we're about to walk in, but before we turn our backs, he's driving off into the night. Truck's headlights are gone into the dark abyss. And I look at Kevin. I said, are you kidding me? You didn't claim me once. He just asked for my phone number because you didn't tell him I'm your wife. This whole time they kept asking you what our relationship was and you kept saying I'm your flight instructor. And Kevin looks at me. He goes, shoot or shoot. I was like, that's all you had to say? He goes, yeah, good for him for trying. I was like, trying? He succeeded. What do you mean trying?
Hey, he helped us out.
Okay, hold on. It gets better.
All right. Let me, now that you're done burying me, this night was wild. Like we weren't even there for 24 hours. The 18 hours we were in Belen, New Mexico, I think we went through every possible scenario that we've shared on this podcast before, except a little accelerated. So we finally turned towards the hotel. We're right in front, but
back's turned.
I'm telling Schmindy he's shooting a shot while she's getting hit on, whatever.
God.
So we see a beautiful sign taped to the door saying no vacancy.
And this is clearly the only hotel and clearly no transportation in town. So we're defeated.
Absolutely defeated. So we walk in and there's this nice lady. And I look at her and I said, the sign says no vacancy. Is that real? And she goes, yeah, we don't have any rooms. And we're like, excuse me?
You got to be shitting me.
So they had two. Oh, some guy was like walking up the elevator. He's like, yeah, there's a track meet in Albuquerque and all the hotels are sold out. So we're down here. I'm like, this is just picture perfect small town USA. So we sit down in these chairs and we both look
in the
at each
lobby,
other.
like right in front of this lady and just like collapse.
Yeah. And like we had those eyes. We're like, this is where we're sleeping. And we sit there for like 3-4 minutes. And the front desk lady, she's like, so we do have one room left, but it is our suite and it's really expensive. And Mindy goes, well, how much? And she goes, $140. And we're like, give us the keys
sold
immediately. No negotiation, please.
Oh my God. Most hotels we go to are $140 to sleep in the shitter.
So she saw us there sitting there defeated, and it took her, we'll call it 5 minutes to say she had a room. And after thinking about this like a week later, it makes a lot of sense why she said it like that, because we showed up looking like we were hitchhiking.
We looked like hell.
Like we have backpacks, looked like hell, looked like we're hitchhiking. And she probably didn't want to offend us by asking if we could afford.
But that's not, she didn't have to ask if we could afford it. When we said, is there vacancy? She could have said, we have just one room. It's $140. Would you like to book it?
What is the cheapest room there?
Probably $40. But also she said we only have this VIP suite left. So then I'm like, well, what is this place going to look like? It was a regular hotel room.
Like probably lower than regular.
Like middle of the hallway. It's not like we even went to the end of the hallway and had a corner suite or a penthouse. It was on floor 2 of 2.
Yeah. 2 of 2.
And it was like halfway down the hallway. Totally regular room.
Yeah.
There was no suite attached. Like, I don't know where the suite went, but it was not the suite life.
Yeah, we also asked her, is there any place to eat? She goes, well, there's a 24-hour diner right across the street, which was...
And it was, by now, it was what? Almost 10 o'clock at night.
It was at least 10, yeah.
So we're like, great, we haven't ate dinner, and that's the only way we're going to get dinner. So we dropped our bags, we walked across the street, across the railroad tracks, and into a very vintage, really cool, retro 24-hour diner.
Super cool diner. Like, just imagine a Waffle House like that size and that layout, except very retro and vintage.
Yeah, exactly. And like this lady, sweet lady, was doing every job of the whole cafe. She was the chef and the waitress and the cashier and everything. And the place was bumping. It was packed. There was not a lot of seats, but every seat was full.
She was just grabbing a handful of meat and popping it on the griddle.
Yeah. So anyways, we're sitting there and I overhear her tell another person in the diner that she's working the overnight shift, that she had just got this job and that she's off at 7 a.m. And so I'm just like listening because I'm nosy. Anyways, we go back to the hotel. We're about to go to sleep. Kevin, you're like, how are we getting to the airport in the morning? And we wanted to leave early for weather. And I was like, I promise I will figure that out in the morning. I know I can get a ride. Worst case, we're calling Dalton. Like,
worst case.
And at least
he did say that I'll pick you up in the morning.
And at least I know I'll get a ride. I don't know if you'll get a ride, but I will.
Oh my God. I did go on the Uber app and I pre-ordered the thing and, shocker, didn't show up in the morning.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you were reserving Uber. You're like, I'll just reserve an Uber. I'm like, sweetheart, it doesn't work like that. Like,
we're 25 minutes from Albuquerque. I know we're not from New Mexico or the West, but growing up in Florida, they treat Albuquerque like a very large metropolitan city. It is not.
Apparently not. So anyways, same situation in the morning, no transportation. We go downstairs. There's a guy now working the front desk. I'm like, hey, buddy. And hey, this comes back. I've said this on the podcast before. Always travel with cash. That's my number one.
Cash is king, baby.
Number one tip of ever. Always travel with cash. Not no Zelle, Venmo, Cash App payments. You need cash. So I whip out a 20 to the front desk guy. I say, can I throw you this 20 to drive us 2 minutes down the road? And he said, I would love to do that, but I'm not off for another hour and there's no one else here to cover. So he's like, I will totally drive you for free. He's like, I don't mind driving you. He's like, so if you don't find a ride in the next hour, just come back and I'll be getting off my shift and I will take you. And I said, boom, one and done. Already got it done. But can we get there sooner? It's like 6:30 in the morning, by the way, and we're trying to hitchhike at sunrise, which is not an ideal time to hitchhike.
Well, you had a great thought. There's going to be people down in the lobby getting coffee and eating breakfast. Shocker. Nobody to be found, even though the whole hotel.
No, I was just going to hang out in the parking lot of this Bayfront, whatever it's called.
Well, before we got there, you asked if there was any employees, and he said, "Do you speak Spanish?" I was like, "No."
I was like, "No." Kevin looks Spanish, but he's not. He just rocks a mustache for no reason.
So does that guy over there speak Spanish? Because I think he wanted me to ask the ladies working. And I'm like, no.
So anyway, then I have this grand idea. I remember that last night I overhear this waitress saying she gets off around 7 in the morning from the 24-hour diner. I was like, let's hike our happy little butts across the street.
Turn back.
And either she can take us if I throw her a 20, I'm sure of it, or there's going to be some guy in a pickup truck in the parking lot that I can ask. And I am not afraid to ask people for things. You know that. So anyways, we go over to the diner. And it's much quieter, thankfully, in the morning somehow. And she's like cleaning up, getting off her shift. And I was like, hey. She's like, oh, hey. She recognized us from the night before, but we have a suitcase and backpacks and all this stuff with us. I was like, this is so awkward and a very weird question, but we're trying to get to this little airport literally 2 minutes down the road. It's 2 miles. Is there any chance you could drive us and I'll throw you a 20? And she's like, absolutely. Let me finish up my shift and I'll take you. So she finishes up. We get in her van.
Mm-hmm.
She has 7 kids, she said, or something. There's hardly place for us to put our butt on a seat. I'll say that. The kids were not in the car, but all their stuff was. But she was so kind. And then she was so sweet. She told us her struggles and her story about how she has all these kids, or I think she had maybe 6 kids. And
She couldn't have been older than like 35, by the way.
Yeah, she was young. Maybe 35, late 30s. And she was like, yeah, my oldest is 15 and she just had a baby. And that's why I had to pick up this overnight shift. She's like, I'm a in-home nurse for people, but I have to work all night too right now just to make the bills happen. I'm a single mom. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't be spending about her $20. Like, and so she was so sweet. On the way there, we're chatting the whole time. She starts following me on Instagram.
Try to get her to get her daughter to start driving Uber.
Yeah, we're like,
She's like, we never had Uber here.
Right. We're like, start Uber. That's how you make money here. So anyway, she drops us off, throw her a 20. Her day was made. Our day was made. And we pretty much, we hitchhiked to and from the hotel. And that's general aviation, baby. And I made a new friend.
Belen, New Mexico. I'll never forget her.
No, she is very sweet. I also saved her number. I got so many phone numbers on this trip.
Did we even tell our parents that?
No, because your parents would be very upset by this story.
In person.
Do your parents still listen to this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, your dad's not going to like this story.
That's fine. Anyways, send some stories in that
just like that
are like that, because you can't make this up. Like, you can't seek this out. I mean, hitchhiking in the middle of New Mexico is a really fun intro to a story to new people you meet. Just saying.
Yeah.
I know, because I've tried this recently.
You told this story to other people?
Maybe.
You're using this as your story now too?
I break the ice by, I was hitchhiking in New Mexico.
You're the villain in this story.
That's okay. Still my story, because I'm part of it.
Oh, I bet you change a lot of these details when you tell it.
Maybe.
Kevin.
No.
Okay, well, if you guys have a story like this, head to CaptainJohnDoe.com, submit your story to the show, but you don't have to own up to it like we did. It's fully anonymous and exactly what we read right here on our show every single Wednesday. Any type of aviation story goes, whether you landed in Belen, New Mexico at 9 o'clock at night and hitchhiked to and from an airport, or maybe a flying experience, or maybe you were a mechanic and saw something crazy, submit it. Follow us on social media, subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and most of all, leave a review and a rating. It's very helpful. In fact, I'm tracking our charts, you could say, and we have doubled our presence in the last couple of weeks because of you guys leaving reviews.
Keep it up, doughheads.
Please.
Before I read the review, I forgot, when we left the next morning at Belen, I'm so happy I made us get fuel the night before, because when we showed up, there was somebody that actually flew in to get gas, and guess what? The card reader and the pump was not working.
We would have been stuck.
It was not working.
Belen, New Mexico.
We've told this to you doughheads all the time, how often that happens, especially out west.
Yep.
Especially out west. All right, so I don't know this name. FQTRVLR said I-75 tripping. 5 stars only.
5 stars only.
So this podcast has become a Florida road trip tradition of mine. Oh, okay.
How many road trips do you go on?
This is not that old of a podcast. My 13-year-old son attends a school in Florida, and when I visit, we drive up and down I-75 from his school. I usually put this podcast on. Best of all, he listens to it too. Awesome. Kev and Mindy, you guys are naturals and make our drives together fly by. Dad joke or pun, you take your pick. Great job. I look forward to listening to future episodes.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that some of you have reached out saying that you listen to it with your kids. That's so awesome. Sometimes we say bad words and I apologize, but they make the stories better sometimes. So we kind of have to.
Most of the time I just read what you guys wrote. And
yeah, if you guys cuss, we cuss.
Yeah.
If you leave a review, be sure to send me an email, go to the website, use the contact form, DM me, don't really care. I will make it happen to put you in our monthly merch giveaway. That's an extra entry. We're doing the monthly merch giveaway all year long in 2026. We pick one winner every fourth Wednesday of the month, which I believe is next episode. And you can enter for free by following us on Instagram, and we'll have post there that you can engage with, or leave us the review, send us a message that you did it. U.S. residents 18 and older. Full rules on Instagram or our website, CaptainJohnDoe.com. And now I have a surprise for you.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, you, Kevin. When I was driving here, I thought of a new segment. It's a surprise to you and to the other person involved.
Okay, go.
This new segment is called Kyle's Comments.
What? What?
Comments by Kyle. So
This is what is an inside joke for our listeners?
it will be. They're all going to learn who Kyle is.
Kyle, I know you're listening, Kyle.
One of our very best friends, Kyle. Kyle.
Okay.
Pretty much after every podcast, he listens. He sends
You're right.
us.
He does give us comments.
He sends us critiques.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be funny if we start reading them on the show.
Okay. This is bad because now he's going to get worse.
I know. Yeah, now his critiques are going to be.
All right. This week's episode of Kyle's Comments.
Okay, hold on.
I know.
This is from last episode. This was Kyle's Comments.
You can't laugh at your own joke.
Wait, real quick context, because you guys are going to get to learn Kyle. Kyle's an airline captain. I've known him for
Kyle was your
13
flight
years.
instructor.
Yeah, he was. But before that, he was just a friend, because I knew him before he was a flight instructor. We both went to Embry-Riddle. And I've known him for like 13 or 14 years. Now, you guys have been best friends for such a long time. But Kyle is an active listener, and he always sends us comments after every podcast. And I thought it'd be funny we start reading them, because then I know that's going to really amp him up. And I just think that he also is a voice of all the listeners, because that's what he does. He sends us comments saying like, hey, like from a listener point of view, blah, blah, blah.
All right.
So
Let's see what Kyle said last week.
This was a text that we got a couple of days ago from our last episode. CJD, Captain John Doe, observations from your recent episode. Literally, he titled the text.
You gotta be kidding me.
Number 1, our couch is the perfect environment for recording audio. You couldn't tell that you guys were not in an audio studio. We recorded that last episode from his couch. Number 2, if I want a subject mentioned on the show, I'll make sure to casually talk about it with you guys before you record. Reference fridge cigs. Because last episode, we went on a rant about fridge cigs, which are Diet Cokes. And I guess because we had a conversation with Kyle at his house about fridge cigs, it made it onto the podcast because it was top of mind.
Yeah.
So now he knows how to influence our podcast.
Okay.
Like with this text. Number 3, I can't read the end of this, but I'll read some of it. You guys are such a tease about announcing the blank. Mindy even said blank. I can't say what the words are.
You just did it again. He's going to be so upset now.
I know.
We're not teasing
Then
any-
he says, my TikTok ads are all now neon fridge cigarette signs now. And it's cigarettes with the word Diet Coke on it. And I wish I had more handy. And hold on. I don't remember what this was about, but this prior text says, definitely going to unsubscribe now. Unprofessional.
That was a lie.
Oh, and then another text from before. Well, Scare America's business is going to plummet from Captain John Doe.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Here's another. This
You
is
gotta stop.
No, because this is going to be a recurring segment. You guys are so cute on your podcast when you try to talk airline lingo. The little print slip between us and dispatch is ACARS. Hold on, there's one more that I want to find. And then the last one, which is a critique from him. You guys got to stop saying on the air that you got, hold on. I said to the fridge six, I'm like, yeah, we don't plan out our episodes very deeply, clearly. He says, you guys got to stop saying that on air. It makes it sound like you don't care. You could say that the stories you picked haven't been read through, but don't say you just threw this all together. And I said, meh, it's not that deep.
Do you guys listening care that we are working professionals and doing our best and trying to get a good podcast out and throw some stuff together?
That's today's segment of Kyle's Comments.
All right. And the first listener submitted story that I have not proofread one bit.
How dare you? How dare you, Kevin?
This is the whole point of the podcast. I don't want to be ready.
I don't want you to be ready.
I want to be reading this with you guys listening for the first time, which sounds terrible.
No, it doesn't.
All right. So this story takes place down in South Florida, just south of Daytona Beach. That's not South Florida. Anywho's.
Just read it. No comments right now. Just read
in
it.
Alert Area 294, the South Practice Area. I know this is a riddle knot. I'm about 5 months.
Just read it. No comments.
I'm about 5 months in as an instructor at the time, and it's right before Christmas. Embry-Riddle, oh shocker, and other flight schools are out on break, so it's super quiet. The weather that day wasn't great. Broken about 4,000 feet, rain, showers all around us with scattered clouds around 2,000 feet. My student was building time for the Air Force boards while on scholarship. He needed to get 15 hours in, less than 2 weeks to get the max credit for the flight hours. So we were doing a lot of flying in a short window. So in the alert area, I usually have my Sentry and iPad going with multiple Cessnas buzzing all around me. But with the weather and the lack of college students around, I didn't really need to worry about avoiding a collision that day. After the first few maneuvers, I was able to put my iPad face down in my lap, and now was really focused on my pre-solo private student doing steep turns at about 3,500 feet. This was my student's third day in the plane, and we were just getting done with his first ever set of steep turns. I asked him to show me one more to the right. The student goes wings level, gets set up, and begins to go into the turn. We rolled about 30 degrees, and bam! I see it. An A10 shoots under our raised left wing, rolls 90 degrees, and breaks to the right a couple hundred feet in front of us, just at our altitude. I thought my eyes were deceiving me until about a second later, another one does the exact same thing. My student and I both looked at each other as we rolled wings level, and I slammed the power in to climb above the A10's wake. We watched and see the A10s vanish behind the clouds out in the distance before either of us could snag a photo. My student went crazy. Oh my God, did you see that? I froze. Did we just bust a TFR? We get a lot for the rocket launches nearby at Cape Canaveral, so I had to double check. I opened ForeFlight, see that we haven't, and now I see an unidentified arrow target going 260 knots across the ground at our altitude southeast bound. How close were we? Well, let's just say we saw they weren't carrying any missiles and didn't have shark teeth, and we'll leave it to the FAA.
We'll leave it at that for the FAA.
Leave it at that for the FAA. I'll never know if they saw our 172 and wanted to give us an air show, or if they just didn't see us. But my student got a free air show that day, and I got a hanger story for life. I may never fly the A10, but I can now always say I've flown with the A10s.
Ha ha! They put ha ha in caps at the end.
I can tell you a little fun fact that them A10s were 100% probably coming from the Mosquito Lagoon area, which is right by Cape Canaveral.
Did they practice there?
Absolutely. They go super low level right over the lagoon.
Are they still flying the A10s? I thought that they were retired or retiring. Is that wrong? I'm showing my lack of military knowledge right now, which is about as lack as my airline knowledge.
I know they're retiring it, but is it next year? I don't know.
That's really awesome, though. I always love when you're flying. And obviously, like that close is a little too close.
They saw you, by the way.
I have several moments where I wasn't even flying in MOAs where fighter jets would fly underneath me. And actually, I have a video
I was with you.
of us flying home from Oshkosh. And A10s flew right underneath us, really close to us.
We were in the MOA, though.
Yeah, that time we were at the MOA.
Yeah, we were in the MOA, and they were talking to them, and they were pointing them out to us, and they were on frequencies.
Yeah, we were talking ATC too.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I love how they said that they got close enough not to see shark teeth. So if you're unaware, a lot of the A10s have nose art of like a shark's face. Just FYI.
Also, I'll dive a little bit deeper here. Doesn't appear they work for Embry-Riddle.
It doesn't appear. That's why you got to keep your comments to yourself until the end, Kevin.
This Daytona Beach is not South Florida, for whoever wrote this in.
That's what's really getting you upset here?
Yeah.
Well, I agree. It's not.
It's not.
But
I love the fact that you got buzzed by A10s because they saw you.
Yeah,
100%.
I think so too. I think they saw them. I think that a lot of the military guys just kind of like come and mess with the little 172s.
They know you're out there. They have radar.
But also are they just so in their own cockpit and they're flying formation and flying fast that they really aren't looking around?
It sounds like it was IFR, so they probably were on the IR route over there.
IFR? They were doing steep turns at 3,500 feet.
It disappeared beyond the clouds.
And it said the weather wasn't great, broken at 4,000.
Yeah. So, okay. But yeah, those guys, I'm sure a lot of you people who have flown or trained out in the Daytona area that go over towards Cape Canaveral probably have seen them out there because they go, I go fishing. That's my spot, Mosquito Lagoon.
Don't give up your fishing spots.
I'm not telling them where, but them warthogs would be a couple feet off the ground. It was freaking sweet. And they were there.
Are you going to do the warthog noise?
No.
Brat. Is that what it is? No, you know how I don't even know if it's a sound or if it's just what people type. The BRT.
Yeah. I think it's because they are a high-powered machine gun that just... Well, thank you so much for the story, and I hope we all get to see some more A10s in our life.
Hell yeah.
Brother.
Okay.
Are you okay?
It was a crisp winter evening in December 2023. The school I worked for at the time would do Christmas light flights during Christmas. I had done about 30 of these flights up to this point. The route I used over town was pretty standard and knew all the light displays pretty well to point them out to my passengers. On this particular evening, we were up in our 172, this being my first flight for the night around 1700, 5 o'clock. I had a father and his 2 kids, one kid in front with me while dad and the other kid was in the back. It was a clear evening and butter smooth air. We took off, climbed to 2,000 feet, and headed up the river to one of the larger light displays for the flight. We circled it a couple times before heading south to another display. As we were leveling out, I saw a flock of geese. But when I say I saw them, it was for a split second, sight in the dark of a lot of large birds. Time slowed down for me. I could see some of the geese doing wingovers and diving to get out of my way. Could I get out of their way? No. Only thing I could think was I was going to take one of these through the windscreen. In that split second, I heard and felt a big thud. It was the sounds of a goose or 2, didn't know at the time, hitting the leading edge of my main wing.
Ugh.
What's the secondary wing? Anyway, I was thinking, oh shit, I made a turn direct back to my home airport, which was about 5 to 6 miles away. I told ATC I had a bird strike and was direct back to the airport. They asked me if I was declaring an emergency, which I said no because everything was flying just fine. Funny thing was, as soon as I said no on the declaring, they backed me with, Roger, squawk VFR, change to advisory. No, give us a call on the ground or anything to make sure everything was okay. Oh well. We made it back and landed without further incident. My passengers took the whole event wonderfully. I kept them informed of what happened and what we were going to do. Other funny thing, the dad in the back had a headset that didn't work, so he didn't know what happened until we were on the ground. The kids thought it was fun either way. After getting on the ground and assessing the damage, I took a direct hit from a goose to the leading edge of the wing, right at the wing root. Blood, guts, poop, all over the wing and tail. Needless to say, that plane was grounded. We shoved it back into the hangar, pulled out the other trainer, out the Cherokee 140, and continued the rest of the evening flights. That 172 now wears a goose sticker on its nose, sporting it an aerial victory. Fly safe.
I love the little art. We've got one.
Yeah.
Another notch on our belt, baby.
Well, that's kind of like the deer story we got. Didn't they put something on the airplane
I think
after?
so.
Like
yeah.
some sort of deer thing on it.
By the way, goose is probably one of the largest birds you're gonna hit.
And they're meaty.
Yeah, like
It's
that's
like an eagle or something is big, but kind of skinny. A goose, like that's a bowling ball in the sky.
birds are. I mean, everyone knows birds are dangerous. I mean, we all know about Sully, but like, there's no way you can really avoid them. Well, he said it in the story, but it dove. You taught me that early on, that birds dive, so you don't dive.
Right.
Go up.
The instinct is always to push the nose over on the plane because that is like the quickest maneuver you can do, right? Because that's where you have airspeed on your side there to like move faster. But I found that when you are level with birds, that they will always dive because they have the same thought, right? Mm-hmm. Like if I want to climb, that's so much more effort and slower to get out of the way. So they always dive. So if I'm head to head with a bird, either I'm climbing, turning, or sometimes
you don't know which way they're turning, but you know they're diving.
Yeah, you know they're going to dive. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen...
Oh.
Kevin, let me talk.
Mindy.
I don't think I've ever seen a flock of geese at night. That's terrifying.
No.
That's really terrifying to see like outline silhouettes of some big birds like right at dusk. I'd be like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
No.
And geese are just so huge.
So you've taken one out.
Yeah, did we talk about it on this before? I think so.
I feel like it's relevant.
I'm pretty sure I've hit a bird once. It hit my main landing gear and it was bloody and feathery. And
did the bird make it?
Did it hurt the bird? I don't know.
I don't know.
Does that hurt the bird when you hit one in flight?
This is a pretty... It seems like great experience for the Christmas flight.
I know. I was thinking St. Augustine. Where do you think this was?
It's got to be somewhere in Florida, right?
I was thinking St. Augustine, Florida. They do a lot of Christmas light displays. I wonder, and that would make sense that there would be geese there.
I mean, there's geese everywhere.
Yeah, freaking Canadians.
The Canadians invade us all the time.
Go home, Canada.
Do they even have geese in Canada?
Hey, did you ever play odd or even at the beach?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
When you're at the beach and you see a flock of birds, usually it's pelicans, but or seagulls, usually pelicans though, and you see a flock coming, you go to the person with you say odd or even, and they're not allowed to look at the flock and they have to guess if it's an odd or even amount, and that's a beach game.
Oh.
In case you didn't know.
Well, thank you for the story.
Okay, you don't like that at all.
I love it, Doughheads. We're going to wrap this up because Schmidt and I got to go take a evening boat ride.
Oh, wow.
See ya.
I wasn't going to even lead into that at all.
See ya.
Okay, bye, Doughheads.
Thanks for flying with Captain John Doe. If you have a story to share, visit CaptainJohnDoe.com and stay anonymous. New episodes every Wednesday. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and tell your favorite crew members.